All right, we doing it. All right, so it's gonna be one of those videos where I I just turned on recording. I really didn't care about the game that I put on because it's not all that important. But it is going on 4 a.m. right now, and there was something that was on my mind that I really wanted to talk about, and that was just like over the years, like not outside of like making content or doing YouTube or even streaming for that matter. And speaking of, when it does come to streaming, as you can see in this little video, I learned a tutorial about how to change the symbol that you have on your Discord thing. So say whenever I'm playing Guilty Gear, I got this little VTuber light thing that I got here. I think it's cool. But the thing I wanted to talk about was, you know, it's July 5th. It's July 5th now, and I'm going to be turning 29 this month. I'm going to be turning 29 on the 20th. And something that weighed on my mind so heavily as of late was the sheer fact that I'm not I'm nowhere near as disciplined as I was. Like in my early 20s, I was always holding back on certain things and doing in other things like that. When I worked hard. I'd be oh, would you look at that? I would be the first person to work and then be the last person to leave. And right now, as I'm about to hit 29, I learned, well, not necessarily learned, but the results of all of that was really absolutely nothing. Like I worked, I was unemployed for like 2 years out of the soon to be 9 years that I've been in the workforce. But like seven of those years was just filled with like me being harassed and abused by people in positions above me. And it's like I would do this. I go into work, I work hard, I get things done, I don't cause no issues for nobody. And I do all this work. I would work 60 hours a week. I work 60 hours a week only to be abused by the people at the job. But then when I get home, I get I don't get appreciated when I'm at home. And it's like 7 years of just it's just not feeling okay no matter where you are. I feel as though it would eat away at somebody. And I'm starting to understand that like this little issue has cost me my discipline because I'm not as disciplined as I used to be. I've gotten a lot lazier, Maybe not with my content because, I love doing this. Just when it comes to working and working hard, right? Like I don't have that drive to work hard anymore because when I do work hard, all I got was just abused. All I got was just harassed and everything. And I absolutely despise that, you know, because it's like, well, what's the point? It can bring somebody down to their lowest, absolute lowest points because I come home and get abused and get called lazy despite working 60 hours a week by the people that I even work 60 hours a week for to begin with. Then I go up to work to be away from home, but then I have to go home to be away from work. And then everywhere I went for 7 years at the very least was just absolutely not worth it. It's like how can anybody win like that? Right? How can how can you win? I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of other things that I lost besides my discipline from that, right? I'm fairly certain that I lost something else, but I just know that one of the very concentrated things that I lost was definitely my discipline. And at this point, I don't even know if I even want it back. And I think that's the scariest part. Just because, I do all this work. I've done all this work. Yeah, I know I'm like looping because I'm ranting, and I do not rant at all. But, it's just this vicious cycle of just not being happy anywhere I go. So it's like I've gotten lazy because it's like, well, what's the point? I work these 60-hour weeks. I do this overtime only to, oh, look at that. Got kicked. I do all this work to not be appreciated anywhere I go, and it'll make anybody lazy. And I'm afraid for me, when it comes to like working, I've gotten lazy. I can't even do easy shit no more. Because the easy shit, I don't even want to do it. Because I'm afraid of having the same exact results happen to me again. The same exact results of, oh, look at that. I've handled everything. I've handled everything in record time. And and being rewarded for it, instead of being rewarded for it, I get punished for it. Then when I come home and then I want to rest, I can't rest because the job is harassing me to come back even though I just got home. And then when I'm at home, I'm getting called a lazy piece of shit, or I'm getting called, or I'm having very negative things being said about me, despite me being the only person in the house that can even work to begin with. It's like who can win? I sure as hell ain't me. I'm not winning. And I just hate that. I just hate that. Like it just did all of that to me. I really want to get it back, and I think doing this is going to help me get it back. At least I hope so. I don't know. I don't know. Because, like I had said a minute ago, I think the scariest part about me realizing that I've lost the discipline that I had is just questioning if I even want it back to begin with. I don't even know if it's worth it to get it back at this point. And I'm about to hit 30, and I spent all of my 20s working hard for people who don't appreciate it, and I spent 10 years just getting absolutely stepped on just for doing his best. I don't like it, but I'm gonna end this video here.